Hi, my name is Amanda Britt, and I did take some notes. So if I look away, that's what I'm looking at. But we are talking about the Socratic concept of wisdom, and if Socrates is a compelling example of wisdom. So to just start talking about Plato's Apology and of Socrates, and essentially, in my opinion, it's basically saying that wisdom is an awareness and an acknowledgement that you aren't actually all that wise, or at least you're not wise in all things. Page 21, Socrates notes that perhaps he really is wiser than this other person that he's interviewing, because he himself is not pretending or deceiving himself that he is wiser than he really is or knows more than he really knows. So then he kind of grows off of that and continues through pages 21 and 22 to interview these different sets of men. And he does give credence to their knowledge in whatever their area of expertise is. But he then essentially just says, well, because they think their wisdom in that one area somehow makes them perhaps loftier in wisdom as a whole, or wiser in general because they are very wise in this one area, he then essentially just says, you know what? They're not wise at all because of that, because they're taking this one area and then making themselves seem more important or wiser than others. So he basically says, well, yeah, you're smart there, but you're not actually wise at all. And I'm still wiser than all of you. so um, then in page 23, he does allude to maybe, you know what, maybe wisdom is just knowing that man's earthly wisdom is worth nothing at all. So his overall thing is just that being wise is awareness, acknowledgement that you're not actually all that wise. And that's your wisdom. So thinking about that, it does beg the question, and I do wonder what good is that type of wisdom? It has no actual depth of knowledge. So how does that wisdom benefit a society? At least those men that he was interviewing or examining, at least their set of expertise or their area of expertise was giving a tangible benefit to their society and their community. So, would that be better to be wise in that way so that you're actually making a difference? Would Plato concede, at least, that simply pointing out where men are not wise or examining and interviewing men and just telling them, you know, yeah, I know you're good at that, but you're not actually wise. You should be more like me. Could he concede that that is perhaps not a wise choice in and of itself? Because that is going to lead to annoyance and enemies and frustration, and it's not going to produce tangible benefits to a community. So while I do agree with this idea of don't think higher of yourself than you really ought to, don't pretend to know more than you really know, I'm not sure that just discounting knowing anything or discounting your depth of actual knowledge is the best way to look at wisdom. All I do, though, have to say, obviously, being an annoyance to your town and being a pest to people is certainly not worthy of the penalty of death. So, that is what I gleaned from Plato's Apology of Socrates.